everybody. Welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
I'm Ross Merriam.
All right, and we are playing Pioneer today. We are exploring this new, exciting format. Before I get into it, I want to mention we are sponsored by StarCityGames.com and Carnox Chairs. If you want to pick up one of these nice chairs and get yourself 10% off, head over to Carnox.com/SCG and pick one of them up for yourself. So we are playing for our final match here. We had you take it down with Is It Phoenix against Jeskai Vehicles. I could have played better on the third game there, but you were able to come back with Phoenixes. It was pretty sweet. And then last round, you were able to overpower me with White Weenie. Post-board games were maybe not necessarily the same story when I got to bring in just removal, and I think that kind of will be a little bit of the case where how White Weenie will fare in sideboard games. Everybody's going to usually have some answers to creatures.
Yep.
But this matchup, we have a spicy four-color kind of energy thing. Just play, open up your trade binder, and every single card that looks good, just cut out one of the colors and just grab them all. Put them in a deck, play every single dual land you can, play the energy mechanic, and you got yourself a deck. I am playing such all-stars that we were talking about as Oko. One of my favorite cards of all time, Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. I just love that card. Whenever you go attune into Siphoner, draw, and then play Aether Hub and attack and get to draw again, it's well, the game's over.
Your deck is just a parade of value creatures. Glint-Sleeve Siphoner, Rogue Refiner, Siege Rhino, all the way up the curve. You're playing great Planeswalkers with Teferi and Oko. Gilded Goose can tie the room together, gives you some mana fixing, accelerates you into these powerful plays. Yeah. And then good disruption. You've got access to a bunch of colors, so your removal options are got quite wide.
Different Teferis as well. I'm playing all of them. I'm playing the Hero, Teferi Time Reveler. Now, this is a deck. I changed a few cards, but we saw this online. I messaged you after we saw a list from Nick Hyler.
Yeah. Want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, give a shout out because nice deck, Nick. This is pretty sweet.
Oh, one of the sweetest ones I've seen.
Yeah,
and
I sent it to Ross and I was just I think we should play that. And you're just oh God, yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get a Siege Rhino deck in. We're gonna have to get a Mantis Rider deck in next week. I'll work on that. Two of the premier cards from Khan's era standard, and this looks like a really sweet deck and a powerful one.
100%. Yeah. And we're loving a format when we're in the middle of Versus Live and we're just oh my God, I can't wait till next Tuesday till I can play this next sweet deck. So
too many of them.
So one thing I want to mention before we get into the games, if you all want to possibly see your deck on Versus Live, our inbox is open on Twitter. Send it to us. We'll check out these lists. We might just play one of yours. Who knows? Yeah. We're playing Knicks right now. I mean, that's
I am always looking for sweet ideas.
Yeah.
And as far as my deck goes, I'm going to be playing an Azorius Control. This is another staple that we had to bring back.
Oh, sorry.
We got the Return to Ravnica, Staples, Supreme Verdict, Sphinx's Revelation. You get to blend that with the pair of Teferis, really powerful Planeswalkers, some counter spells. Nothing too surprising in this list.
Yeah,
a lot of lands up to 27, 4 copies of Field of Ruin, which is a nice one.
Oh yeah,
you gotta take out those pesky Mutavaults and Lumbering Falls, and I'm sure you've got some creature duels in your deck.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think the mana base actually. Maybe some Lumbering Falls. I can't exactly remember, but your deck is kind of just. It's going to be a good deck. It's playing powerful, control cards that we've seen over the year, and it just gets to play all of them in one deck. So
search for Azcanta.
One big thing you're missing, though, is Path to Exile. I think that will be a big thing here moving forward in this metagame, and maybe the deck can't function without this cheap removal. I don't know. Yeah. I think it probably still can, but...
You've got Azorius Charm, Seal Away, potentially, if you want that. Stasis Snare.
Deck and Stone, I think, would be sweet.
Yeah, I want to play at instant speed as much as I possibly can, but Deck and Stone clears away tokens, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, the spot removal is not great, but you get to play 4 copies of the best sweeper, so that sort of, pays you off there. And then
instant speed Supreme Verdicts with Teferi is pretty nice.
And we get to play Elspeth's Son's Champion. Only 1 copy, because I got 4 revs, don't want to be too high in the curve, and I've got 3 or 4 copies of Big Teferi too. So plenty of ways to win the game. The Elspeth should put in some work, but this is definitely just a shell that you have to try. These Azorius control decks were so powerful for both years of RTR, whether it was paired with Innistrad or paired with what came after RTR block? Theros block. Yep. Yeah, these base Azorius control decks, sometimes Esper, whatever, were very good.
Yeah. I mean, I think I remember a standard. I like won a state tournament or something where it was like Wall of Omen, Jace the Mind Sculptor, you have Revelation at the top. Like it, I think that was around the, maybe I didn't have Revelation. I know we had Jace and Wall of Omen. But,
that's a different deck. That deck had like Gideon Jura.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Baneslayer Angel.
I guess that was actually before this because we don't have all those.
Yeah, that was a couple years before.
God,
this.
I'm old.
Yes, you are old.
Yeah.
Not as old as I am, but that's okay.
You keep me young.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're going to get to the games here. Don't forget to take any questions you want answered in between our games here at Star City. Yeah,
Star City Games.
At Star City Games. Yeah, I was testing myself.
We got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob. We didn't give you your intro.
Sorry, Rob.
You're good.
We shut you down. Okay, so I'm going to be on the play. And yeah.
My hand is very land heavy here, but I have powerful cards, so I think I'm supposed to keep this. Like, we want to make a bunch of land drops, so.
Okay, let's get Jacob Boss some airtime here. Go get a Plains. Our mana base is very, very troubled, so getting a tune is quite strong.
Okay. I will start on Island Go.
Okay.
Ross, what's your reasoning behind not playing Narset in this deck?
That's an interesting one.
I mean, I have some in the sideboard. I think your primary source of card advantage, you already have Teferi and Big Teferi and Revelation, so you don't need a ton of other sources of card advantage. So that just seems like the third best one, and I just couldn't fit it. Couldn't fit them.
Get to play my favorite card, Glint-Sleeve Siphoner.
What I didn't want to see.
Your turn.
You're at 18.
Yeah, I'm at 18. Oh man, I miss Siphoner.
Glacial Fortress.
Live, yes.
Turn.
Okay, so draw 2. Go to 17. Oh yes. Okay, that is awesome. Declare tax. All right, trigger.
I'm at 18.
18. Now we're gonna try it. This is probably gonna get counter, but go for an Oko.
Resolves.
All right. Now let's let the food generation begin. This goes up to 6. We'll get some lunch. You know what? Let's eat a little health. I have a feeling I'm gonna be eating a lot, so let's get some protein first. We'll go with pastries later.
I will play an island and pass the turn.
All right. So we'll draw 2.
You're at 16.
16 to 18. I'm losing horrifically.
Maybe I should have mulliganed my hand. It's a little slow here on the draw.
A little clunk.
And just so much value being generated by Corey right now.
Now, I do want to be mindful of a Supreme Verdict. So if I do just like animate food here and then crunch in an attack, what am I doing the next turn? Like I just don't get to attack very much. So I think I'm okay with just sending in for 2.
16.
16, I get an energy. Well, Aether Hub to get a second. That's one of my favorite plays, by the way. All right, then we're just going to make a second food. Oh, I wanted some pastries, but all right.
Yeah, you're going to animate them. You should probably use separate tokens.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Oh. All right, and then we'll go with a tune.
Sure.
Okay. And then it's going to be your turn after I pick a land here. I think I just want a swamp. I think we have one of each duel here.
Pass the turn.
All right.
Also, Ross, why do you have your split on Teferi 4-2 instead of something like 3-3?
I don't think Teferi Time Raveler is like that great in this deck because the tempo loss is bad, whereas Teferi Hero of Dominaria is like one of the best possible follow-ups to Supreme Verdict. So I just really want to draw them.
I want to just take a second. Can we look at my hand real quick?
So you're at 15.
This hand is just crazy. I need hero in this deck. I need hero in this deck. I just have so many multicolors. Okay, so we're gonna tick up Elkify this.
Yep.
Okay, we got an elk. And we'll get in there.
I go to 11.
Okay. 11, and then second main. We are going to, I believe I put an energy up there. We're gonna go with a Rogue Refiner.
I will absorb that.
Ooh.
I go to 14.
It's a spicy one. Okay. We go to 14, and then we'll just go land pass.
Yeah, I just fell behind early in this game, and now not sure how I'm supposed to catch up. Pass the turn.
All right, we're gonna untap, draw 2.
You're 14 all.
14 all. 1, 2. Not great draws, not the worst.
Actually, I think I was supposed to do this turn.
Okay.
I'm going to Teferi minus on the Oko.
Teferi minus on the Oko.
So now it'll end up on top of your deck because you drew 2 and it was supposed to be third from the top.
Okay, I would end step Assassin's Trophy it then.
Sure.
Or actually, no, I wouldn't because I can just attack it. That's fine. Yeah.
That seems...
Okay, perfect. I will. Now let's see. I could have you take. You're at 14, right?
Yes.
Let's go with.
So many cards.
Attack this. Attack you.
I go to
Shoot to 11. Now we're going to just Oko again. Make another food. Let's get some pastries. And now we'll just play a Aether Hub, gain an energy, and pass to you.
Supreme Verdict.
It is verdict time. Okay.
Didn't get enough
Right
value
on
out of
time,
that,
right?
but, I mean, I've had it for a while. I was just trying to get more value out of it.
Exactly. I was trying to play around that as much as I could. Okay. Untap. Now we're going to elk this. Attack.
I go to 8.
All right. Now going to go for a play of planes. Go for a Siege Rhino.
Resolves.
Okay, drain. Put you to 5. We go to 17. And pass to you. And we lost our Phyrexian Arena-like effect, but now we just want to play some creatures, try to hit hard. Nothing does that quite like Siege Rhino. Oh, I miss so many cards in this deck. I don't know how insane this deck is going to be, but it is for sure fun. Okay.
You're up.
All right. We will untap. Got you at 5?
Yep.
No. Go with a Mana Confluence. Go with Siege Rhino.
I go to 2. You go to 20.
All right. We'll make this a food and attack.
I'm dead.
All right.
Okay.
I had a lot of dead cards, but still, the Glint Sleeve Siphoner just won that game for sure.
Yeah, definitely a very good card against me because my early spot removal is not going to take care of it.
Yeah,
or at least you're gonna get a card out of it usually.
Yeah,
but that was rough. I kept 5 lands Rev Verdict, and I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to do that.
You're right.
On the draw.
On the draw, yeah, I'd probably ship that. On the play, I would keep.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we're gonna play another pre-board. It did not look good for the Azorius deck, and I gotta say, like, of the we talked on Tuesday's show about the 2 different ways to take control decks. You can either Gear Hulk Dig or Supreme Verdict Rev.
Yeah.
And of those 2, I think the Gear Hulk Dig decks are going to be better. We'll get you one of those next week. I'm not sold that the Azorius cards are good enough because the Azorius deck is just kind of slow.
What about like Wall of Omen? Is Wall of Omen's in this?
No.
Oh, okay. Is there any card generating wall like that? I mean, you can play like Jace to gain some value, like Baby Jace.
Yeah, but Jace does you don't have a lot of good things to flash back with Jace. I'm playing Opt, so that gives you at least a value one.
But I'm just saying, like, the turn you're going to Supreme Verdict, like, flip it and then Verdict and tick up. That'd be pretty powerful. And if you're playing, like, Dig Through Time, if you play a couple of those, you can put some digs in there, and then Jace, like, helps out with that a little bit.
But then...
I don't know if that's better, but I feel like you really need something to play on the early game that also just does some things later.
Just perhaps where you should look for cards like Cast Down or...
Yeah, maybe we need to be 3 colors. I wanted to play 4 Field of Ruin and just be base Azorius, but yeah, if you get some good cheap black removal.
Yeah, I just don't think Field is that great. Like, we don't have to deal with Urza lands anymore, like that was public enemy number 1.
There's still a set of creature duels and Mutavault and
you're probably right.
And Field of Ruins is a really powerful magic card.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, this hand is crazy.
We can keep this one on the play for sure.
All right, we'll try it.
I will start with a Temple of Enlightenment.
Okay.
And I do think I want a land, but do I want a shock land? Yeah, we'll leave that on top.
Okay. We're going to go with Gilded Goose.
Ugh.
Your turn.
That's not what I wanted to see. Irrigated Farmland. Once again,
All right, this is going to be pretty wild. Energy, spend it. Teferi?
Yep.
This is sweet. Okay, I'll take up and send to you.
There is technically a Wall of Omens in this format. Orator of Ojutai is an 0412, or 1 and a white. Defender flying. When you get to reveal a dragon when it enters the battlefield, if you do, you draw a card.
Oh, yeah, you can play that one if you're dragons, but then you got to play the dragons, which I don't really want to do.
Yeah, I think dragons are worse.
That would
be interesting.
I'm going to shock myself to 18 and D's for the...
No, I didn't want that.
So, as long as we don't get decayed here, we should be in pretty good shape, actually.
I didn't like... Oh my god, our draws have not been great.
Corey's mana here is not looking great. No energy for the hub, no food for the goose. This might be a make a food turn.
No. Oh, I got food. Don't you worry. We got a goose. Now we're going to Thoughtseize you.
Okay, probably taking my verdict.
Yeah, Teferi is also annoying, but yeah, verdict seems like a pretty big problem. And then we'll sneak this in. Now we'll get 1 energy.
Okay.
But with Teferi, this would have been a lot better. And then we'll pass it to you. Go to 18. Still really afraid of your Teferi.
Play a tapped Hallowed Fountain, pass the turn.
Okay.
I don't have a 5th land yet.
That's true. I'll attack.
I'll go to 16.
Our draws have not been great. I will have to say. So I'll pass to you.
No play.
No play.
It's actually really awkward.
Yeah.
I don't want Corey to get a food, but if I play this, you're going to be able to resolve something or get a card off a Siphoner. But I think I just have to do it. I'm going to play a Teferi.
Okay.
I'm going to minus on the Siphoner.
Okay. Yeah, that seems good.
Pass the turn.
I'll make a food. That was not what we wanted. Now we will go with Siphoner and play this tapped, and we'll play Goose.
Second food.
I drew a Goose the first 3 turns of the game.
Okay. Let's plus here.
Okay.
We found our 5th land, which is nice, and now I have some options. I can Teferi minus on the Siphoner, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to hold up the Absorb, so I'm going to just pass the turn.
All right, draw a card.
Yeah, so you go to 17.
17, draw 2. Okay, Absorb, of course, is obnoxious. We want to start by trying to kill Teferi.
So you get a 2nd energy. I'm going to Azorius turn that to the top of your deck.
Top of the deck, okay.
Which will conveniently leave us Absorb mana. And then if we find land 6, we can play Teferi plus 2 and leave up the 2nd Absorb. And then we'll be in very good shape.
All right. Yeah, I don't really want to just get absorbed right now.
Gonna have to get absorbed sometime.
Yep. I will
join the
play
board
this
now.
Play this land. And Sego?
Land, please. Tilt.
I think you're probably gonna be all right here.
Plus there. I'm going to cast an opt, so if I find an ETB tapped land, I can play it this turn. Yeah, let's bottom that.
Okay.
And wow, I'm so smart. Pass the turn.
You are smart. Okay, 2 more food, so I'm up to 4 food total.
Yeah. I do think Corey's just setting up for a good double spell turn here.
I'm going to try.
You got 4 cards in hand?
I have 4, yep.
One of which I know is Siphoner.
Yep.
No access to 8 mana. This could be a triple spell turn.
Well, I think we just want to try to land a big threat here, and we'll go with the Scarabian God.
You have not played a land?
I've not played a land.
But there's no creatures to return with this just yet?
Nope.
Because I have Baby Teferi to just bounce that, I'm going to let that resolve.
Okay.
That's not right. So I assume Corey's trying to get the Siphoner. But if I let this resolve, he can just do nothing, and then it's hard for me to big Teferi next turn. I guess it's not that hard, actually. Yeah, I'm going to let the Scarab God resolve.
Okay. Yeah, I think maybe I just do nothing then. I don't really want to eat a bunch of my food. Pass. It's a tough game.
Yeah. Okay. I will bounce the Scarab God.
Okay.
Draw a card.
Yep.
I will play Glacial Fortress.
Sure.
Look how many dual lands I have. Play it to Teferi.
Yep.
I will plus it.
Okay.
Go to my end step and untap 2 lands.
All right.
You're up. Okay, no trophy end step I like. That would have been a nice way for Corey to maybe gain some tempo.
Yeah.
But now we're all set up. Got our Planeswalker down. Got a counterspell up. Gonna be drawing some more cards.
I love it. I
have 4 different Azorius dual lands in play.
I guess we just go for the Scarabian God again. We could... Yeah, I think it's... maybe it's not even the most impactful. All right, we're going to go for... We're going to remove an energy and go for a Siege Rhino.
This doesn't generate any card advantage, so I'm actually pretty happy to let this resolve.
Okay.
So I go to 13, you go to 20?
Yep. Yeah, we can't really do that. We're just going to play a Gilded Goose.
Sure.
We drew a lot of goose. Your turn. Yeah, at this point, I think I'm just locked out with you having so much mana.
Plus Teferi.
Yep.
Okay, that's actually kind of nice. We'll get to untap this land anyway, so
Okay.
I'll have to main phase, and that is what I wanted, another land.
All right.
And we can play this Hallowed Fountain tapped, and then go to the end step and untap 2 lands.
All right.
That's the turn.
I'll attack Teferi.
I will seal away your Siege Rhino.
That's not cool. Now you have double absorb.
Exactly, that's why I wanted the land.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess we'll try to fight through, but I do not think this is a fight we can necessarily win. Siphoner?
That one I will absorb.
Okay.
I gain 3, go to 16.
Attune?
Sure.
Get a planes here. Oko?
And you have 1 card in hand, and I know it's the Scarab God?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tried to maneuver this in such a way where I could resolve Oko, but you never really took any of the bait, which
go to
was
19.
very smart. Your turn.
So I'm at 19 now.
Yep.
And let's just keep drawing some cards.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a neat one because I can untap land. So which one? What do I want to field? Probably the blue source. So let's field the Botanical Sanctum. And
I don't have that many basics in this, but we do have
Get
one.
an island and then untap 2 lands on my end step.
All right.
And you're up.
All right, we'll go for the Scarab God.
I will
Just put me out of my misery. Yeah, you win.
oh, no, keep going. Keep going.
No, you win.
Just please let me have my fun.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
So that's
exiled.
exiled.
Yeah,
You have nothing.
I'll play this.
That's pretty good.
Your turn.
Ross, what do you think about playing a win condition like Approach of the Second Sun instead of your 2 Planeswalkers?
I think resolving a 7-mana sorcery twice is ambitious, and the Planeswalkers are very functional, so I don't know why I would want a card like Approach. It's bottom of land that we don't need.
I think Approach sounds kind of sweet, actually.
Man, I just wanted to get to ultimate and then rev and exile a bunch of stuff, but you resolved a thing.
You win.
So I'm going to minus on your Siphoner and then cast a rev for 6 on your end step.
Oh, dang it. Well, we want to make sure we have room for game 3 because it should be interesting. We both should have some decent tools here for the matchup. So we're gonna get to that. Take a short 2 or 3 minute break, and we'll see you for our final game on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to the sideboarding here with Versus Live. I am trying to shift gears a bit and try to deal with some of your counter spells, like with Veil. Veil, I mean, it's just one of the best cards, if not the best card for dealing with counter spells. I mean, even if you have Dovin's Veto, it still counters it, unfortunately. Narset, I think, is pretty good at dealing with your revs, as well as we're actually first of all, I don't know how reliably I can actually cast this card, so I'm a little worried about that. But we're transforming by taking out a decent amount of our creatures to bring in a lot of spells. So I actually think we'll have some good hits. We still have Attune, Thoughtseize, we have Planeswalkers. I think Narset actually could be pretty sweet. And then a couple of Mystical Disputes, which I think will be pretty good as well. Unfortunately, we got to see the beastly Rhino go because the drain effect is very relevant again in creature matchups. You really want to have max out on them, as well as the Scarab God. Like, you exile so many threats of mine, it's not good enough. And then Abrupt Decay is a little narrow. We're leaving in Trophy to deal with some other stuff, but Abrupt Decay is just a little narrow.
Yeah. Importantly, every single other one of your other threats generates material value.
Yeah.
That will cascade throughout the game. Siege Rhino doesn't. You saw I was able to just let that one resolve in game 2 and just seal away it and was very happy. The Scarab God is going to be really good late game, but it's a liability against counterspells, just tapping 5 mana. So I think the sideboard plan is great.
Yep.
I don't have a ton on my side. We're bringing in some more cheap interaction. We saw in game 1 that I just fell behind it too much. So we have Dovin's Veto and Mystical Dispute that will help a lot against the Planeswalkers. This Devout Decree is bad if you're... It gets
Siphoner.
Yeah,
which is
I was thinking you had Rhino and Scarab God, but you just brought all of those out.
Yeah.
So I think it just hits Siphoner.
I juked you, man. I juked you.
So, but there's nothing else that I want to bring in, and Siphoner is important to kill. So I'm actually just going to bring in this card that deals with just Siphoner.
Yeah, if you kill my Siphoner, I feel very sad.
Yeah.
That's how I just run away with games, especially when I'm on the play. You know.
I'm cutting my baby Teferis. They get too easily attacked, by Okos and things. Bouncing your stuff isn't great, like maybe an elk on a food, or like a Siphoner. But all your creatures have ETB abilities, so I just don't think it's very good in this matchup. Though it does also stop Veil of Summer. Okay, I'm going to leave in one Teferi and not have this Decree.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to figure out which ones are best.
I think Azorius Charm's one of the weaker cards on the deck. It's sort of a holdover from those, RTR block era.
Yeah, be much better as Path.
But I think it's worse than some of the options that we have now. I do still like having a removal spell that will cantrip in matchups where you don't want much removal. Yep. So I'm playing it in small numbers, but here it's not great. Like, once again, the timing restrictions are bad against your Teferis, against your Veil of Summers. At least Seal Away gets around Veil and deals with the threat permanently, because games are going to go long. I do need to permanently answer threats, and your threats are really scary. They can contend with my card advantage.
Yep, 100%. Okay, well, make sure you get your questions in here. Do we got any queued up there, Rob?
Yeah, going back to the last match.
Okay.
Building Delirium decks, do you feel that Hangerback Walker and Walking Ballista should be included in the 60 in those type style of decks?
Hangerback Walker, I would say definitely not. Walking Ballista, I think definitely has a home in a lot of decks because, we're testing against cool different decks that we're trying, but I wouldn't be shocked if the most played deck is a Saheeli Cat combo deck. And then not only is it just a good card against other decks where you can just make a giant Ballista, but it also helps with Delirium, which isn't super relevant. You didn't really find me struggling to hit Delirium, so I don't think the artifact thing is that necessary, but I could see Walking Ballista being okay.
Yeah, I think it's a strong contender as a singleton to 2-4 with Traverse.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, you're going to be on the play last game.
I want to try to at least get one match from you. You are safely keeping your marbles on your side. You have claimed this week's of pioneership. That's for sure.
I've been doing a lot of brewing.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start. All right, we like that one card we drew.
Ross, when are you going to start streaming Pioneer?
Soon.
Well, our hand was just absolutely perfect with one more land. We just saw this as our start. I'm just like, oh, yeah. And the Veil does not redraw, but...
My hand would be perfect if I had about 5 more lands.
5 more. Okay, yeah. You're a control deck. We play a very different gameplay, that's for sure. That's all I want, though, is 2 lands, double Glint Sleeve Siphoner on the play. Chef's kiss. Do you got one more question at all, Rob?
Yeah, Ross, why are there no Declaration Stones in your deck?
I wanted to be more instant speed in the main deck. There should probably be some declarations in the sideboard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Deck and Stone seems sweet. Like, if I'm wasting times cracking Clue, you just should, like, play Teferi and stuff, you know?
Yeah. You know, you can give your opponent a little bit of marginal value when you're playing a Revelation deck, because you know when the game goes long, that 1 extra card will just get trumped by my, you know, Rev for 7 into Rev for 10.
Well, this hand is a bit awkward, but we're going to keep it. We'll put this one to the bottom, and we'll hope for the best.
Okay. See if my second hand's a little bit better. This one's not great, but I think it's going to be a keep, so we'll bottom that one for sure.
Not the best land to start with. 19, we'll get some food.
Really need an untapped land here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Don't we all?
I went with, there's like 7 or 8, I'm not sure if I played the full 8, ETB tab lands between Temple and Farmland.
Yeah.
I have and 26 total lands because I have 4 opts.
Okay.
I might have too many ETB tap lands.
Sure.
8 might be too many. But I like to get value for my lands, so I don't think I can fall that. I need to make land drops, though. Yeah, I think I have to leave that on top.
All right, we need a draw. Oh, that'll do. We'll play Oko and get this food back. Your turn.
It's 17.
17. Luckily, this is a matchup where this is not the worst, but...
Yeah, really needed 1 turn of reprieve.
Yeah, okay. So we drew another land here.
Ross, so you're playing Stasis Snare. What's your thought about playing that over Cast Out? Is the cycling just not worth it to you? Extra mana.
Ooh, I should probably have some cast downs in addition to the D spheres.
Oh, yeah, cast down's good.
I mean, you want Stasis there too because it's cheaper, but there should be 1 or 2 cast downs in this deck.
Cast Out, right?
Cast Out, yeah. You know.
Yep. So I'll go to 15. I'll play Teferi. Guessing that resolves. Now we're going to actually turn this. We have all our mana now. Now we'll still turn the food into an elk and attack.
17.
Put you at 17. Now I kind of want to just bounce and get my value, and I actually am just going to bring this goose back and draw a card. Okay, your turn.
Yeah, I'm dead.
So the goose is indeed loose, huh? All right, so we'll tick this up. Now we are going to take 3, go to 12. Thoughtseize you.
Never get to Supreme Verdict ever.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. Ooh, nice instance. Nice instance, my friend. I'm going to take 1 more.
You're at 11?
Yep. I only have 1 energy here, which is unfortunate. And we're going to make a food and attack you for 3.
I'm at 14.
Your turn. Stasis is pretty nice.
It is mediocre.
Yep.
Yeah, let's Stasis near the Siphoner.
All right. Oh, baby. I'll take a pain. I'll take 2.
9.
I'll go to 9. Narset. Whoa, where are you going? I'll get a Narset. Where are you going, buddy? I thought we were hanging. You didn't want to hang a little bit more? Wait, remember this I want to have fun thing? Where's my fun? All right, what are you at? I'll attack for 6.
I'll go to 8.
Okay. I'll tick up. Your turn.
Yeah, these cheap planeswalkers.
What were we talking about? 3-mana planeswalkers earlier?
they're going to force you to make sure you're interacting on turn 2 on the draw.
Yeah.
So this deck needs, I would say, like more turn 2 counter spells. It probably wants to play a bunch of Mystical Disputes, actually.
Yeah.
Because this is a fine counter spell in other matchups, and against Teferi and Oko and Narset being 1 mana, I think is really important. So I think Mystical Dispute is key. I think I want a main deck like 3 or 4, cut down on Absorb. You still play some because you want the hard counter.
Yeah, Absorb isn't that insane, but if you ever get to cast that for 1, like it's so nice. Yeah,
like you can go to 3 Absorb and cut the Syncopates and play 3 Mystical Disputes.
Yep.
And I think that gets better. Still keep the negate in the main deck.
Kind of like Syncopate though. I mean, you could play Censor instead of Syncopate.
Yeah, maybe Censor is better than Syncopate too.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Do you want to play one more? We got a little bit of time.
No, not for this matchup.
Yeah, that's true. It does kind of go a little bit long.
I think we can just talk about what we've learned.
Yeah,
I'm still skeptical of Azorius. At least straight Azorius.
Yeah.
The other option is, I think, going and playing black, and then you get better answers to Planeswalkers. You can sideboard Noxious Grasps, which will be really important.
Yeah.
You can play Thoughtseize if you want it, and then still have your Mystical Disputes or whatever.
Maybe even you could do an Esper Hero kind of thing. I mean,
yeah, that's a different deck. I'm talking about a Verdict Rev control deck.
Yeah, sure.
Revelation. It was just hard to get to that point in the game. Like you present so many good threats. I'm not sold that Revelation is a great card in this format.
Revelation might be unplayable. I kind of agree with you. There's so much. I just don't know if the package is good enough. You definitely need to be Esper, in my opinion. Or, I mean, I think Sultai Control is just better because you can be a little bit more proactive. You can play Oko that really allows you to shift gears, make blockers, problem creatures become nothing, and just playing blue-white, even with black, especially in a wide open format like this, we see this with Modern, why control is not very good in Modern, because when there's so many decks to play around and stuff like that, you can't build your perfect configuration to beat everything because there's just far too many decks. You can beat your deck to really beat creatures, but then you play against a mid-range deck like this where I go Planeswalkers and Thoughtseize and Veils and stuff, and it's you can't beat that,
I think there are good tools for control decks. You just have to make sure that you're interacting very early.
Yeah, and I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying in what we don't know as a enclosed metagame right now, it's really hard to pinpoint something. But when we get 3 best decks that are being played a lot, and then there's also just some other randomness, it becomes a little easier. You look at the trends of those 3 decks. What key card in blue-white control is great against all of them? And maybe that's there, maybe it's not.
And your other point, I think, is also important to note in that you want your control deck to be able to pivot.
Yeah.
And when you're playing 4 Revelations, you're playing for the long game.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to pivot. I've got some Monastery Mentors. That was my choice of pivot card over a card like Gideon.
Yeah.
Because I think in Control Mirrors, where you really do want that pivot card, they're going to have a lot of Dovin's Vetoes and negates and stuff.
Sure.
And Mentor dodges those. That was one of the reasons I also had the Ops in the deck to help out the Mentor plan.
But here it's kind of awkward when I have Oko, right?
Yeah, it's just not enough. So I think you do need Planeswalkers that help you do that. Yeah. Or things even Torrential Gearhulk is good at attacking Planeswalkers.
Yep.
Or you need direct answers to them. Azorius doesn't have a lot of great ones. I could see an Esper build of this deck being good, but I'm not sold on Revelation. It also, Rev felt almost superfluous when I already have Teferi. If you establish Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, you're going to draw enough cards. Yeah. So you eight of those was too many, certainly. Mm-hmm. So the deck needs some work. There's room to improve. But
one thing I love is
D-Sphere. I'm a little skeptical of it.
I think D-Sphere should just be a 4. I don't know how many you were playing.
I was playing 1 minion, 1 board.
Yeah, I would just play 4 of that card. I think there's not ways to just unconditionally deal with stuff.
You have Decay and Trophy. That's my problem with D-Sphere.
But I mean, that's this matchup. But I just think in the wide variety of stuff, I think it seems awesome. I mean, of course, having it on the battlefield sometimes is a liability against certain matchups. But yeah, I don't know. I think D-Sphere is pretty awesome. But all the removal besides Deck and Stone is enchantment-based removal from blue-white, which is really scares me. I think Path to Exile is a huge loss.
Yeah, it's just another reason to be Esper. I could definitely see needing a 3rd color. The mana's fine.
Yeah.
And then just make sure your removal early is better. Noxious Grasp, I think, would be really important. Deals with Oko and Teferi so cleanly. Yeah. Good against other creature decks. And when you don't have tools like that, they just become too much of a problem.
Yeah. Nope. I'm with you. Well, this is some exciting stuff. Let's see. Rob, do you got any questions for the last bit before we thank some subs and clean up house a little bit before we head out?
Yeah. First, I just want to say I'm really sad that you said Rev is probably unplayable because I really want to see that.
I wouldn't say unplayable. It just seems...
Just don't get any tears on those shoes, please.
You don't want to play... I don't think you want to play 4 of them because in Standard you could get away with casting for 1 and 2. I think this format's going to be a little too powerful for that. And then I just look at it and I'd rather play Dig Through Time and Torrential Gearhulk.
Yeah.
So it might be unplayable in that sense where there's just a better way to build control decks.
Yeah.
But Teferi and Supreme Verdict are still really good, and Rev plays well with them.
And honestly, do we want a Sphinx's Revelation deck to be the best deck in a format? Absolutely not. It was cool, entertaining the idea hey, there could be a cool Sphinx's Revelation deck, but Anybody remember just Sphinx Revelation mirrors? They were nightmares. They were absolutely nightmares. So, yeah. All right, let's hear a question.
The actual question we had was, of the 12 decks that we have played so far, what has impressed you most, and what did you enjoy playing the most?
That's a good question. I really did just enjoy this last deck that I played. I thought that was really fun. I think what impressed me the most was your Devotion deck. And what I probably liked playing the most was the Saheeli deck. Just because I love the energy mechanic, it just kind of brought me back. But I would say my personal favorite would be the one I just played. Like that looks sweet, but we obviously didn't play that much with it. So.
Yeah, the Devotion deck was certainly the one that was most fun.
Yeah.
This Phoenix deck seemed fine to me. It didn't seem great. I was pretty impressed by the white aggro deck today. Just fighting through Ishkana, and when you overload on removal, it can get tough. But there's not a lot of decks that can play as much removal as that Sultai deck. Mm-hmm. And it did powerful things. Venerated Lockdown is just a really, really good magic card. So I'm trying to remember what else we played on Tuesday. I played the Is It Prowess deck. That was better than I thought.
I played Rally, which the mana base just doesn't support it. I don't think that deck is actually real.
And then the mono red deck, it looked reasonable. It just needed more burn in the main.
Yeah.
But mono red is like, we know there's going to be a mono red deck.
Yeah. And I played a Band Company deck. I think that deck's very strong.
Yeah.
That deck felt good. I mean, that was the most handily victories here were from Bant Humans, your Devotion deck, and I would just say, what was your first deck again here?
Is it Phoenix? That was a close matchup against the Vehicles deck. I think that Vehicles deck is good too.
I think the Vehicles deck is true.
Yeah.
Honestly, to answer that question in a more broad stroke, they're all fun. They're all great. I want to keep exploring more. I'd be shocked if we don't play more Pioneer next week because we're loving it. It's pretty obvious that everyone out there is loving it. It's a very fun world to explore. I know it's legal on Magic Online now, so go and play right now. You can play some Pioneer as we speak right now and get it going. I know I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm still brewing decks. I've got one in my head. I'm going to brew it on the way home.
So how's your Modern testing for this weekend going? We'll change subject on that. Hey, you got any subs to thank here today, Rob?
Yeah, we have 5 subs today.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Smart Man, Willing B, Green Leader 36, Griffix, and WeQT. So thank you to all of our subs.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Well, everybody, I think that is going to wrap it up for this week's of Versus Live. We got SCG Atlanta coming, which I know you'll be there.
Yeah. Who's commentating that one, Rob?
This weekend it will be Craig and Brian and Matthias and Emma.
Awesome.
All right.
So you can catch that starting at 10:30 local time on Saturday, 10 a.m. local time on Sunday. So that'll be Eastern. And that'll be right here at twitch.tv/Star City Games. We'll get some Modern in, take a little bit of break from the Pioneer.
Yeah. It's too long. I want to come back.
Can we just make the tournament Pioneer? So are we allowed to do that?
What do you think the over-under is on the Players Champ having Pioneer as one of the formats?
I don't know. I'm hopeful. I've definitely made my voice heard. That I would prefer to play Pioneer than Legacy should I make the Players Championship.
I think it's like a 90% chance that'll be a format. But maybe I'm just being biased because I love this format so much, and so should you. But that's going to do it for today on Versus Live. We will be back Tuesday, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We will see you then. Bye-bye.